That's going to be in the video. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Coffee and Cannoli podcast. This episode will be leading, I guess, into our Forbidden Door review, which is coming up soon. We're going to go down our favorite top 5 AEW male wrestlers, whatever you want to call it. There's going to be a couple leading into the review, probably one after. I don't know how these videos will be placed, but we'll get there. And this video is all about our top 5 favorite male talent in AEW. Over to my right, I have Campo, and right below, looks like he's crapping his pants, is the Putty Man.
All right, yeah, crapping my pants.
Crapping my pants. I'll have all their information down in the description box below. Go on and check them out. And with that out of the way, I don't know. Putty, before you crap yourself, you're going to go first. You're going to give me your number 5.
All right. Well, my number 5 is the only caps. That's because I wanted them on my list, but I didn't know so I just capped them. Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. That's I like both of them and everything, but I just, they're a pair, so I couldn't really do one. So that's why I did it. So that's my only cap.
Okay. Because they're going to show up maybe on a later list.
Yeah.
Campo.
Okay, so I was assuming that you were going to make it me. So my number 5 is the Bastard Pack.
That's a good choice. Good choice. My goal for these lists was to try and find as much talent from AEW and non-WWE former talent as possible. It's not going to be possible because there's just too much talent out there. That's why my number 5 is Caps with Danhausen and Chris Jericho.
Is Danhausen? I thought Danhausen was just AEW.
Yeah, but he didn't. He's not original. So we should just get this out of the way then.
Yeah.
Since we should have talked about this at the very
beginning. Let's say non people that didn't make a name for themselves in WWE.
I'm just going for the workers right now that are a combination of talkers, character, in-ring work, and also then I took my favorites out of those and made it my list. And I want to just also let everybody know that for all these lists coming up here, which we'll repeat in those, this is going to be for right now. So for like 2022 in the summer, this is our favorites. Because clearly this list is going to change by next year.
In June 2022. We'll make that specific of June 2022. This is going to air right before Forbidden Door, probably a week or two prior. But this is going to air before Forbidden Door.
Next June, we'll give you our top 5 again.
Once again. Because who knows how much that could change.
Yeah, especially my women's wrestlers. So
yeah, and Jericho, I don't know. That guy is always reinventing himself. He's always doing something new. He's a different character than he was in WWE. He's a wizard now.
He is.
Believe me, he'll come back.
All right, Putty, your number 4.
All right, so my number 4, and I guess this was a wrestler that was but wasn't utilized properly at WWE. So I guess that's the reason why I put him on my list. Number 4 for me is Keith Lee.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice. He's a lot of the internet's favorite wrestler. He's
awesome.
Bask in his glory.
Yep.
Campo, your number 4.
Danhausen.
Amazing. My number 4, once again, and this is the last caps on all the lists we're going to do, and it's a tie between Eddie Kingston and MJF. Even if he's with the company still, we don't know. Could be a work, could be a shoot. We don't know.
Parky.
Wait, what is mine?
Yep.
Dang it. Well, I don't have the picture queued up, but Fireball, I'm a wizard. Chris Jericho, number 3.
We knew that was coming. Campo.
All right, my number 3 is Caps. It's my only Caps. It's Jungle Boy and Darbus Allen. Young Darbus.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah. Darby Allen, in case people don't know that I know what his name is. We don't want a Puerto Rico situation again.
Costa Rica? Which is funny because that ties right into my number 3, which is Darby Allin.
Nice.
Buddy, your number 2.
My number 2 is one that Campo got me interested in, and now I'm a fan of him on the internet and on the show, and that's Danhausen. So there you go. That was my impression.
It was pretty good.
Number 2.
Like a chip.
Oh, is it me already?
Would you like a chip?
Danhausen, go.
I got you some chips, Hook.
I got you some chips, Hook.
Okay, so my number 2 is Hangman Page, baby, all the way.
which is funny because my number 2 is cowboy shit too. Hangman Page.
Let's go.
All right, so that leads into my number 1. Do you guys want to say it? You guys know I've talked about him. He's my number 1. Penta Oscuro.
Penta
L0M. You knew he was my number 1.
I never talked to this man before in my life.
That's my number 1.
That's a very good choice. Very good choice. Campo?
All right, my number 1 is easy. It's Kenneth Omega.
Yeah, should we even bother? Our top 3 was the exact same.
Was it?
Yeah, Kenny Omega. Like,
well,
come on.
Did you have Jungle Boy?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I had Danhausen as my number 5.
I did have a lot of like original content here.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely,
but
you did.
But I do want to say I wish I did put him on there because after watching,
it's a favorites list though, Putty.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
For me, I put the combination of all the things together in a pot, and that's how I got it.
Yeah, he would have definitely gotten the list though, but I don't know who I would replace.
But like I said, like I knew, like when you showed me that clip you were watching where he's dressed up as the Terminator, I'm like, was that which Wrestle Kingdom was that? I was off by 1, but
I know it's funny because you went backwards. You're like 13, 12. I'm like 11.
Well, see, the thing is, what makes me so mad is too because Campo was to point out, and I'm like, wait, there's like references to Final Fantasy. He goes, yeah, he's all video game. I'm like, man, that's definitely like
the V trigger, the one-winged angel.
Well, everything in his whole entire wrestling career is based off video games.
That's the reason why we were talking about. I made this list prior.
He does the Hadouken.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Before this,
so does Chris Jericho.
So guaranteed.
He actually shoots fireballs.
He got fire.
Guaranteed by this time next year, he's going to be on the list, and he might even be top now. Because
you know what, Putty? Well, you got to wait till June, all right?
I think too because Putty's a little later in the game on AEW. He never caught a lot of Kenny Omega stuff in AEW, I guess.
Yeah, but also I didn't join that much before him. I just really packed it in. Like Putty's getting most of his information from us being like, watch this, and then he's expanding on his own from those things, right?
Yeah. But
it's like when I find something that I'm enjoying, I just obsessively watch every single thing about it.
I understand as someone coming into AEW, especially people that like when might watch these podcasts are like, I never watched wrestling. It's overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because there's so much to build into, and it's so easy. When it comes to WWE, it's easy for me to jump back in because I'm used to seeing some old wrestlers come in. That's why it's made AEW a little bit easier because, like with Chris Jericho, these are people I'm familiar with. But there is so much more difference. And even going into New Japan, there's so much difference when it comes to wrestling that I'm loving it. But it's just one of those things where the prime example, when we get to the female listing like that was a prime example of where I had way more trouble on that one than this one. Because
there's still a lot to choose from here. I was able to narrow it down except for one because Putty got me yesterday and really good. And I'll say it in a second, but AEW I find is easier because people are everyone outside of WWE in the whole rest of the universe of wrestling is one character whose storyline intertwines between all organizations. At WWE, you are who they tell you are, unless you're Cody Rhodes or something. But Cody Rhodes, even in that point, can no longer reference anything he's done. Where in New Japan, they talk about his AEW. In AEW, they talk about New Japan. In
Ring
Impact,
of Honor,
they talk about it. Ring of Honor. So there's like this. It's this whole ecosystem of wrestling that is like. It's basically the entire universe of wrestling, and WWE takes place outside of that universe.
It's the bubble universe.
Yeah, it's its own.
It's true though, because when they reference Cody on TV, he was that's all they say is that he was gone for 6 years.
Yeah,
they don't reference what he was doing, where he was. They just say he was gone.
I think that makes jumping into it so much easier because if you want to see Chris Jericho fight I know Chris Jericho's Chris Jericho, okay, but for example. Yeah, you want to watch Chris Jericho fight in WCW, and his lineup to AEW is the same. It's just once he got to WWE and when he left, it changed. But Chris Jericho's not a good example because he kind of always was him.
Yeah.
But like other guys like the Young Bucks, they carried over their exact storyline from New Japan right directly into AEW.
Right.
So they didn't. There's no break in their story. It continued.
Whereas someone like the Hardys, when they first returned to WWE 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, they had the whole broken universe gimmick, and they come back to WWE and they're like the Hardy Boys once again.
Exactly, and that's why. So you could just type in Chris Jericho New Japan, and you'll get the exact Chris Jericho that you're watching right now, and you'll feel at home with it. Where if you look up WWE, it's like this whole separate entity, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyways,
Chris Jericho, though, you got to give this guy credit for having the different gimmick over the last, he's been, 30 years in wrestling at least?
Did he wrestle in TNA?
That's, I think, the only company I've never seen or Ring of Honor.
Right?
Yeah. But he was ECW, WCW, WWE, AEW, New Japan, like
AAA.
Like this guy has done it all, and the thing is, he keeps there's still facets of that old Chris Jericho, but he adds to it. Is maybe
the old Chris Jericho is what keeps you going.
Yeah,
the new things he adds is just what keeps it fresh for everybody.
Let's not call it old because, Jericho's. I say classic Jericho.
Yeah.
Like the quippiness, the remarks,
his late WCW, early WWE Chris Jericho is the best Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so we were way off.
When he did the list, that was one of the biggest gimmicks.
The list was awesome. But you just look up the list. You can watch clips of it.
All right.
Okay, so I now have 4 honorable mentions. I didn't originally. Okay. I'm going to just, so I'll just say it, but I have the Wizard, but I'll erase it because you guys both said it, so I don't need to bring it up. So I'll tell you, I have a Caps at my number 1.
Sure.
It's Hook, who Putty stumped me with yesterday because when he was talking about Danhausen, I'm like, oh crap, Hook. I think Hook is primed to become one of the best things. And that little clip, I don't know if anyone saw Rampage the other day, where Danhausen pulls up in his little cart and then drives off, and then
I can love the way
Hook comes in his cart and just he doesn't talk. He just looks and he drives, and I think this character is going to catch on big time.
And I love how she acted too.
So Hook and Adam Cole, baby.
Well, I can take Hook off my honorable mentions because he's on mine as well. So.
Yeah, same with mine. I'll take Hook off mine. So I'm going to go in a different direction then. I'm going to go all ego, Ethan Page.
I think he's super underrated, and lately, because of Scorpio Sky's inability to talk at all, Ethan Page is looking like a superstar.
Yeah, Ethan Page. I have a feeling there's going to be a turn on there somewhere. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky are going to go at it with each other.
The best,
and he's a local
YouTuber.
boy.
He's the best YouTuber of all the wrestlers. There's nobody better than him.
Toy Hunt is such a great show,
and they all want to be like him now. Everyone in AEW is vlogging.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa with her taco show.
Yeah, Danhausen. They're all doing it. I think Chris Statlander does it as well. There's a few of them that. I think Ruby Soho does it, right?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Look that up then.
Anyways, continue on.
Putty, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yes, I have 2. Well, actually, I had 3, but we took Cook off. He was introduced to me first AEW pay-per-view with you guys and everything, and that's Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy, I heard he's not a great wrestler. I'm really actually
he's pretty
seen
good.
him wrestle, but
he can actually go. Yeah,
the ragdollness of his bumps makes it so entertaining. Like that's what
just the nonchalant the way he works in the ring, right?
It's so hilarious. So I was like, I haven't got to watch much of him, but just based on that first appearance I saw with him with the ladder and everything, I was like, all right, I got to put him somewhere.
Oh, when he did the skin the cat on the ladder.
Yeah, it was so great. So there you go.
Campo.
Okay, I'll give my last one here, and it is outside the box, but for some reason, I hated this guy. I didn't understand why they showed him so much on TV, and then as soon as he joined the Blackpool Combat Club, I'm hooked on this guy. He's amazing. It's Wheeler Yuta.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were going to go with that one.
His in-ring stuff is great, and he has the ferocity of Bryan Danielson or whatever the hell his name is. That's it, right?
Yeah,
I get them confused. But him and John Moxley, he has that that gritty edge to him as well, and I like it a lot.
He can go, but he's also the type of guy you don't want to mess with if you run into him in a dark alley kind of thing, right?
I love that he has the both sides of that coin because
that's rare.
It's really good to see. Yeah,
that is rare.
I would have loved to have seen him in that Anarchy in the Arena. I'm really sad that we didn't get to see him. But I think he was.
But he was in Japan. I think he was in Japan.
That's why. Yeah, he went to Japan. That's right.
Yeah. For me, my other honorable mention, then nobody's mentioned it, would be Wardlow. Yeah. This guy is being primed to be a superstar.
Primed for Goldberg.
Can I just add him? Because I totally forgot about him, to be honest with you.
I think
everybody forgot that he won the Sonic ring.
That's right. Yep.
Well, you gotta remember,
and I think they could have used that I think on that promo the other night on Dynamite when he said, I didn't want to go for a fake champion. I want to go after the real champion, CM Punk. I'm going to come for you. They could have just said, I have this. I have a match with whoever I want, whenever I want. CM Punk, I'm holding this for you.
Yeah, and he's going to win the FTW. Or who did he try to go for the TBS?
The TBS. He's going to beat Scorpio Sky.
He's gonna destroy him. It's going to be a squash match.
Yeah, he's going to destroy Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, and that's fair. To me, he's not my favorite, and he's not one of the best right now. But similar to Hook, I can see that he's on the trajectory to be the homegrown next big thing. Like what
he's a younger dude. This is somebody you can build, like a pillar you can build a company around. Because ask me a year ago, I would have put Sammy Guevara on this list, but now, no way.
And it's funny because I've been watching. I know we talked about this in the review and like over time. Like how we've all slowly grown to dislike him because Caps really liked him in the beginning.
Yeah.
But even a lot of the real like pundits for wrestling now are saying this guy's got to go. He's done. He had his shot. He screwed it up, and now you just got to cut him. He's not even worth keeping on the roster.
No. So, but anyway, Putty, any more honorable mentions? If not, we'll keep this video nice and short.
Yeah, the only one I had on here, but it's part of also a later list. But I just want to put on there because and I put it as a Caps, is basically Sting and Darby Allin. I mean, I wanted to have Sting on there and Darby Allin, but you guys already said Darby Allin, that wasn't a Sting, so I figured I'll mention Sting with that. But I did kind of Caps that on there.
And that dynamic works great.
Yeah, well, see, that's we'll get into that later. It's just the problem is when I was making this list, there's a lot of tag teams that also picked out individuals. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's so hard for me to make that list based on that.
But there's so many good wrestlers here. Like, okay, we didn't even talk about this. I just want to say this: the Bastard Pack is like I've only met him at the pay-per-view. Yeah, and since then I've been watching matches nonstop, and his ring work is like godly. It's like Rey
he's really good.
When he's he does really, the really good. Arrow, whatever it's called, the Black Arrow is amazing. Amazing. Like it's a 450 McTwist super Trinity.
McTwist, something you see out of Tony Hawk, right?
Yeah, it's sick. And he's so good in the ring, and him with the Lucha Brothers is such a good concept. Like I'm really excited.
I like the Death Triangle. Maybe we should do a trios list.
Hey, there's going to be a thing.
Yeah, it will be.
You're right. Yep.
Because CM Punk wants that belt.
Yeah, he wants the belt. That's a championship he's never won.
And Tony Khan's going to give him whatever he wants.
Exactly. Let's bend for CM Punk. Anyway, if that's all, guys, we'll keep this video short and sweet. Catch y'all in the next one, and we'll see y'all next time.